It starts quietly, doesn't it? You're resting deep in the warmth of sleep when your body suddenly shouts awake. A jolt sharp and fast grabs your calf or foot and twists it tight. You sit up in the dark, clutching the muscle, teeth clenched. You breathe hard, maybe even groan. You wait for the wave to pass. And when it does, you're wide awake, sore, and left wondering, why is this happening again? For many of us at our age, our uncles, our aunties, our neighbors, these nighttime leg cramps aren't rare, they're routine, and they rob us of more than sleep. They take away our peace of mind. But what if there's a better way? What if the cure isn't in your medicine cabinet but on your plate? Tonight we begin a journey through 10 powerful foods. Each one offers something simple, the chance to sleep deeper, move easier, and wake without pain. Why seniors get leg cramps. George from Ohio, a retired machinist in his 70s, said it best. It's not just the cramp, it's the dread before bed. Every night he would stretch adjust pillows and hope that his leg wouldn't lock up before morning. Sometimes I'd even stay up watching TV just to put it off. He's not alone. Many of us in our later years have come to expect these nighttime disruptions. And while they may feel random, there are a few deeply human reasons behind them. First, our muscles need a delicate balance of minerals to function properly, especially potassium, magnesium, and calcium. These minerals help your muscles contract when they need to and relax when they should. As we age, though, our bodies struggle to absorb these minerals as efficiently from food. And if we're on certain medications like diuretics, blood pressure pills, or cholesterol drugs, our levels drop even more. Then there's circulation. Over time, the blood vessels in our legs can lose flexibility. For those who sit a lot, or those who don't walk as much as they used to, blood can pool in the lower limbs. That means fewer nutrients and less oxygen reaching tired muscles. And when a muscle isn't well fed, it tends to cramp. Hydration is another culprit. Many of us limit fluids in the evening to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. Understandable, but when our muscles are underhydrated, they become twitchy. They seize up, they cry out. And then there's the nervous system. With age, nerve pathways don't always fire as cleanly or as fast. Mixed signals between the brain and the legs can cause muscles to tighten unexpectedly even during rest. So, no, cramps aren't just bad luck. They're your body's way of waving a flag, asking for something. And while pills may mute the symptoms, they don't always address the root. But food. The right food can fill those gaps, restore balance, and calm your muscles where they need it most gently and naturally. The core trio. So, let's begin with the foundation. If you imagine your muscles as instruments in an orchestra, these next 3 foods are like the conductor. They set the rhythm, the pace, the calm. They don't shout, they don't shock, they guide. Let's begin with a familiar friend. Bananas. Gentle comforting, potassium. Bananas are often the first food folks think of when it comes to leg cramps. And with good reason, they're rich in potassium, a key mineral that helps regulate the way muscles contract and relax. But there's more to the story than just eat a banana. See, potassium works alongside other minerals like magnesium and sodium to keep your nerves and muscles in harmony. When potassium is too low, those muscle fibers can fire off without warning. That's when you get a cramp in the middle of the night, even if you've done nothing unusual all day. Linda in her 60s and managing type 2 diabetes was told to be careful with bananas. I used to think I had to avoid them entirely, she said. But then my dietitian explained that slightly green bananas have less sugar and more resistant starch. They don't spike my blood sugar the same way. Now she slices half a banana into her yogurt at dinner, or blends one into a late afternoon smoothie with spinach and almond milk. Since I started doing that, she said the cramps have faded. The beauty of bananas is their simplicity. They're soft, easy to chew, naturally sweet, and don't upset most stomachs. They're also portable, don't require prep, and can be stored at room temperature. But most importantly, they quietly replenish a key mineral. Your legs may be missing, not too much. Just enough avocados, the quiet powerhouse. Now, avocados. Maybe you came to them late in life. Maybe you're still unsure how to use them. But trust me, they are among the most valuable foods we can add to our diets as we get older. Here's why avocados are rich in potassium like bananas. But they also provide magnesium and healthy monounsaturated fats, which help reduce inflammation in muscle and nerve tissue. That means they don't just prevent cramps, they help soothe irritated muscles and speed recovery. And because they're a source of fat, avocados help you absorb fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin D and vitamin E, both of which play a role in muscle and nerve health. Carol, a 73-year-old retired nurse, says she eats half an avocado, at least 4 times a week. I mash it with lemon and pepper and spread it on toast, she said. Or I slice it onto eggs. I don't think about it anymore. It's just part of my rhythm. And here's something important. Avocados are fiber-rich and gentle on digestion. For seniors managing constipation or sensitive stomachs, they're a godsend. No rough texture, no spikes in sugar or crashes afterward. Just slow, steady, calming energy. If you're not a fan of the taste alone, blend it into a smoothie with cocoa powder and banana. The result is creamy and rich like dessert, but healing. Spinach, your circulation. Ally. Spinach has been underestimated for too long. Maybe we remember being forced to eat it as kids. Maybe we think of it as diet food. But spinach is actually one of the most muscle-friendly vegetables you can eat, especially in the evenings. Why? Because spinach contains natural nitrates. These are compounds that help widen blood vessels and improve blood flow. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more circulation. Reaching your legs while you rest. Better blood flow means less muscle fatigue, faster healing, and lower risk of cramping overnight. Spinach is also loaded with magnesium, calcium, potassium, and iron, all essential for muscle health and recovery. And it's low in calories, high in fiber, and incredibly versatile. James, 67, used to hate spinach. I thought it was soggy and bitter, he admitted. But his wife started sautéing it with garlic and olive oil and mixing it into scrambled eggs. Now, it's the best part of my plate, he said. And the leg cramps that used to wake me up every night, they're nearly gone. Here's a little trick: cook your spinach. While raw spinach is fine in small amounts, cooking it actually helps your body absorb the minerals more easily. It also shrinks the volume, so a large handful becomes a few tender bites. Try it stirred into stews, scrambled with eggs, or folded into mashed sweet potatoes. Or add a handful to your smoothie, you won't even taste it, building your base. So there we have our base: bananas, avocados, and spinach. They sound simple, and that's the beauty of them. They're gentle, affordable, easy to prepare, and they speak directly to what aging muscles need most: potassium, magnesium, healthy fats, fiber, and circulation support. And what's more, they go together beautifully. A late afternoon smoothie with banana and spinach. A dinner plate with sautéed spinach and avocado toast. A bedtime bowl of Greek yogurt topped with banana slices. All of it feeding your legs before the cramp ever begins. But that's only the beginning. Because while these 3 foods are your daily foundation, there's a second tier. Foods that work especially well at night. Foods that quiet your system, support restful sleep, and reduce the chance of those 3 a.m. spasms. Let's take a look at them next. Nighttime relief. Foods. Evenings are sacred. They're when our bodies begin to wind down, shift into rest and repair mode. And for many of us at our age, what we eat or don't eat after dinner can make the difference between a peaceful night and one filled with tension, twitching, and cramps. Now we step into the realm of foods that calm the nervous system. Refill spent minerals and prepare your legs for quiet, uninterrupted sleep. These aren't trendy or difficult to find. They're gentle allies that work silently in the background, nourishing you in the hours when it matters most. Pumpkin seeds, a bedtime magnesium gift. Let's start with something small but mighty: pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most concentrated natural sources of magnesium. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, can offer nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. And magnesium, as we've seen, is your muscle's best friend. It helps prevent spasms, supports relaxation, and even regulates your sleep cycle. But that's not all. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid. Your body converts into serotonin and melatonin. These are the very compounds that help you feel sleepy, stay asleep, and wake refreshed. Eleanor, 68, keeps a small jar of roasted pumpkin seeds near her reading chair. I eat a few while I unwind before bed, she said. It's become a ritual. And I'm not waking up with those stabbing cramps anymore. They're crunchy, satisfying, and versatile. Sprinkle them on a salad mix into yogurt, or enjoy a few plain after brushing your teeth. If you like, you can even soak raw seeds in water overnight to reduce phytic acid and make minerals more absorbable. The key is consistency. A tablespoon or two nightly can slowly refill depleted stores, supporting your legs without a single pill. Coconut water. Gentle hydration for the evening. For many of our uncles and aunties, staying hydrated is a tricky balance. You want to drink enough to support your body, but not so much that you're running to the bathroom at 2 a.m. This is where coconut water becomes such a blessing. Naturally rich in potassium, magnesium, sodium, and a small amount of calcium, coconut water acts as a gentle natural electrolyte drink. And unlike those sugary sports drinks, it contains no dyes, caffeine, or artificial additives. Arnold, 75, had been on diuretics for years to manage his heart condition. I didn't know I was flushing out all my minerals, he said. My legs were cramping like clockwork every night. His doctor suggested a few ounces of plain coconut water with dinner. It was like flipping a switch, he told me. I sleep through most nights now. Just 4 to 6 ounces in the evening is enough. Look for unsweetened varieties, no added fruit juice or sugar. It's especially helpful in warm weather after walks or when you've had salty meals. Sip slowly, let your body absorb it, and trust that those electrolytes are working quietly as you rest. Yogurt, the muscle-repairing sleep snack. There's something comforting about a cool bowl of yogurt before bed. It's soft, easy to digest, and when chosen wisely, it can do wonders for your muscles. Yogurt, especially Greek style, is rich in calcium and casein protein. Calcium is essential for muscle contraction and nerve function. Casein protein digests, slowly fueling your muscles as you sleep. Together, they help reduce the chance of waking up sore, cramping, or stiff. Nancy, 66, pairs plain Greek yogurt with a few almonds and a sprinkle of cinnamon each evening. It's like dessert, she said, but it also fills me up just enough so I'm not tossing and turning. Greek yogurt is higher in protein. Regular yogurt often has more calcium. Both are good, just choose plain, unsweetened varieties. You can top with a few pumpkin seeds, sliced banana, or even a spoon of almond butter. For those avoiding dairy, look for unsweetened almond or coconut yogurt that's fortified with calcium and probiotics. It won't have quite the same protein, but it still soothes the digestive tract and supports overnight recovery. Evening food done gently. Now, you might be wondering, is it okay to eat before bed? Yes, when it's intentional. When the foods are light, rich in minerals and calming to your system. This isn't about snacking mindlessly in front of the TV. This is about choosing foods that tell your body, it's time to rest, you're safe, you're supported. Think of it like tucking your muscles in for the night, feeding them just enough to recover, repair, and relax. And with just these 3 pumpkin seeds, coconut water, and yogurt, you can build a bedtime routine that feels as soothing as warm socks or a favorite pillow. Transition. So far, we've nourished your muscles with potassium, magnesium, and calcium. We've boosted blood flow. We've supported hydration and sleep chemistry. But there's another layer still, the foods that go even deeper. Because for many people at our age, it's not just cramps. It's lingering soreness, tingling feet, muscles that tire too fast. These are signs that your nerves need support too. In the next segment, we'll meet the foods that rebuild, not just soothe, the ones that help you regain what time may have quietly taken. Muscle and nerve repair, foods by the time we reach our 60s, 70s and beyond, our bodies have carried us through millions of steps, decades of wear, and countless moments of effort, big and small. And while rest is essential, so is repair. Especially when the body begins whispering warnings, a sudden cramp, numb toes, a foot that falls asleep too often. At this stage, healing isn't about quick fixes. It's about feeding the systems that support movement, strength, and nerve clarity. That brings us to 2 of the most underappreciated food groups for older adults, fatty fish and eggs. These aren't trendy superfoods. They're time-tested, accessible, and profoundly nourishing to muscles and nerves alike. Let's begin with the C. Salmon and sardines, omega-3s. vitamin D, and bone support in every bite. Fatty fish, like salmon and sardines, are treasures for aging bodies. They contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential fats your body cannot produce on its own. Omega-3s help reduce chronic inflammation, especially around nerves and joints, and support the health of myelin, the protective sheath that wraps around your nerves. Think of myelin like insulation on a wire. When it breaks down, nerve signals become delayed or erratic. For many older adults, this can feel like tingling numbness or weakness in the legs or feet. Vitamin D, also found in these fish, helps your body absorb calcium and support muscle contraction. And sardines, especially the kind canned with their soft, edible bones, are incredibly rich in calcium. They offer a trifecta: omega-3, vitamin D, and calcium, all in one convenient food. Thomas, 72, started adding canned sardines to his lunch 3 times a week. At first I thought they were old-fashioned, he admitted, but then my balance improved. I had fewer wobble moments, and my feet didn't feel so heavy at night. Salmon offers similar benefits whether grilled, baked, or poached. And for those concerned about budget, canned wild salmon is just as nutritious as fresh, sometimes more so because it's harvested at peak nutrition. If you're new to sardines, start small. Mash them with a little mustard or lemon juice spread on whole grain crackers, or mix into a salad with avocado and spinach. Their taste blends better than many expect, especially with the right pairings. The key is consistency. 2 to 3 servings a week can deeply nourish your nervous system, helping those nighttime signals flow smoothly and calmly. Eggs, compact nutrition for muscle and nerve. Communication eggs have been unfairly judged over the years, but modern science has come to their defense. For older adults, eggs are one of the most complete, affordable, and digestible sources of protein available, and more importantly, they're rich in vitamin B12, a nutrient that becomes harder to absorb with age. B12 is essential for nerve health. When levels are low, nerves misfire. You might feel tingling in your toes, memory, fuzziness, or even increased anxiety. And while supplements help real food forms of B12, like eggs, are more bioavailable for many seniors, Helen, a retired teacher in her 70s, had all the classic signs of B12 deficiency: poor sleep, leg cramps, and a numb sensation in her feet. My doctor said I wasn't absorbing enough from my multivitamin, she told me. So I started having eggs every morning, just one scrambled with spinach. Within a month, I noticed the difference eggs also provide: choline, another vital nutrient for nerve signaling and brain clarity. And for muscles, the high-quality protein in eggs helps repair micro tears from walking, climbing stairs, and even balance exercises. What about cholesterol? For most older adults, 1 egg per day is perfectly safe, especially when eaten as part of a balanced, vegetable-rich diet. If you're worried, speak to your healthcare provider. But rest assured, the old fears around eggs have been largely dispelled in recent research. Try soft-boiled with whole grain toast, poached over steamed spinach, or mixed into a vegetable frittata with sweet potatoes and herbs. Food as restoration. When we're younger, food is fuel, but as we age, food becomes something more. It becomes a form of therapy, a chance to heal, to restore, to give our bodies the materials they need to repair what time and use have worn down. Salmon, sardines, and eggs aren't fancy. They're familiar, but don't mistake familiarity for weakness. These foods are full of quiet power. They don't promise quick miracles. They offer slow, steady recovery. And when that recovery begins, when the numbness fades, the cramps stop, the legs feel more responsive, you realize something. You're not just getting old, you're getting nourished, and we're not done yet. There are 2 more foods I want to introduce you to. They support strength, balance, and stamina, not just at night, but all day long. Strength and stability. Pear. As we get older, balance becomes a quiet goal. It's not just about preventing falls, it's about walking across the kitchen with confidence, about standing up from a chair without wobbling, about trusting that your legs will respond when you need them to. For that kind of daily steadiness, your muscles and bones need slow-burning fuel. They need minerals that hold water in cells, stabilize energy, and protect against the small slips that can lead to bigger problems. That's where sweet potatoes and almonds come. in sweet potatoes, grounding energy, and antioxidants. Sweet potatoes are a warm, nourishing, mineral-rich food that supports muscle function in more ways than one. They're high in potassium, a mineral we've talked a lot about for its ability to prevent cramps, but they also contain magnesium and vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, which helps reduce inflammation. When you eat sweet potatoes, you're giving your body steady carbohydrates that release energy slowly. That's especially helpful at dinner when your body needs fuel to sleep heal and keep blood sugar balanced overnight. Linda, who we met earlier, began baking a small sweet potato as part of her evening meal. I used to eat bread or rice, she said, but they didn't sit right. Sweet potatoes keep me full but calm. My legs don't twitch when I lay down. You can roast them with rosemary and olive oil, mash them with a pinch of cinnamon, or even blend them into soups or stews. Unlike white potatoes, they are less likely to spike blood sugar and have a naturally anti-inflammatory profile. Eating them regularly helps your muscles stay supple and your body grounded. And for folks who crave something warm and filling without heaviness, they're a perfect fit. Almonds, quiet strength in every crunch. Almonds are often overlooked, but for nighttime strength and daily balance, they are one of nature's most dependable allies. They provide magnesium, vitamin E, healthy fats, and just enough protein to support muscle repair and nerve signaling. Because they digest slowly, they offer long-lasting energy, keeping blood sugar stable and reducing the nighttime dips that can cause cramps or restlessness. Robert, a Korean War veteran in his late 70s, told me he eats exactly 8 almonds before bed. Not more, not less. He laughed. They give me just enough to sleep easy, and I wake up without that dragging feeling in my legs. Almonds are also shelf-stable and easy to portion. Keep a small bag by your bedside. Add a few to your yogurt. Blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them plain as a signal to your body that it's time to restore. And remember, like with all healing foods, the secret is consistency. It's not about loading up once a week. It's about showing up for your legs every day, every bite. Transition. By now, your plate is full of supportive companions, foods that heal, balance, and nourish from sunrise to sleep. But how do you bring them together in real life? Let's walk through a gentle sample day that gives your legs everything they need and leaves you sleeping soundly through the night. Lifestyle and daily plan. Healing isn't just about what you eat. It's about when and how. The body, especially as we grow older, runs on rhythm. Gentle habits repeated day after day form the foundation for stronger legs, deeper sleep, and fewer cramps. Here's a sample day that weaves everything we've talked about into a calm, natural flow. Nothing fussy, nothing rigid, just real food, real timing, and real support. Morning, start your day with a smoothie. It's light on the stomach and quick to prepare. Blend half a banana, a handful of spinach, a spoon of almond butter, and unsweetened almond or oat milk. This gives you potassium, magnesium, fiber, and healthy fats, all first thing in the morning. Midday lunch is a perfect time for salmon or sardines. Lay them over leafy greens, add sliced avocado, a few pumpkin seeds, and a drizzle of olive oil. Maybe include a small baked sweet potato on the side. This supports blood flow, nerve repair, and balanced energy through the afternoon. Evening dinner should be warm and grounding. Scramble an egg with sautéed spinach. Add mashed sweet potato and a small bowl of plain yogurt. Sip a few ounces of coconut water to gently replenish lost minerals, especially if you've been on your feet or taking medications. Before bed, if you're still hungry or just want something to signal rest, have a spoonful of Greek yogurt with a few almonds or pumpkin seeds. It's your body's cue to settle, to restore, to sleep. Throughout the day, drink water steadily more. In the morning, tapering off after 6 p.m. That way you stay hydrated without midnight. Bathroom interruptions. This isn't a strict diet. It's a flow, a rhythm, one your legs will understand and thank you for. So here we are at the end of this gentle journey, and I hope one message has come through clearly. Cramps are not just random, they're messages, not mysteries. Your body isn't betraying you. It's reaching out, asking for balance, nourishment, and care. And the beautiful thing is, you can answer that call every day with what you put on your plate. From bananas and spinach to salmon and almonds, each bite can be a soft remedy. A promise to your legs, a gift to your sleep. This isn't about rules or restrictions, it's about kindness. and the quiet power of food to heal, what pills often only manage. So, tell us what's the first food you'll try, adding this week, share it in the comments. And if this video brought you hope or clarity, please like, subscribe, and join us for more, because truly, this isn't a diet, it's your defense. Take care, rest easy, you've earned it.